So another thing in quantum disentanglement, you can be what I call an unentangled observer. This is another layer of seventh density technology that has trickled down into third density existence. So one can observe an event, a process, from a different scale of an observer. And that observer is a life form, be it amoeba or two-legged, four-legged, cat, dog, whatever. But it's a specifically created DNA frequency that will accept what's called an unentangled observer, so that the technology becomes active with celestial contracts to be a cat, a dog, whatever it is. So we have beings in our reality that are existing in skin suits that are unentangled observers. This compounds the complexity of awakening, because you have beings from past, present, and future and other frequencies of time who are living in DNA technology as part of their simultaneous existence, who are also going to be going through the crossing of the galactic central plane, and that includes everything in their 1 degree of separation, which is on the other worlds they live at. So it's like having stowaways everywhere. Yeah, I lost him. I lost him on that one. They're like, huh?
No, I'm here. I thought the connection might have dropped. But yeah, I'm trying to process that.
So you were talking about a seven-dimensional technology. It's interesting because we had a glitch in the matrix as soon as you said that. I kind of forgot and we got lost, so we got to go back into it because that's the key to that's our cheat sheet basically.
Yes.
That's what you can do to get out. So can you repeat that so we can all remember?
There are unentangled observers that live into our reality. And unentangled observers are simultaneously existing somewhere else that have figured out how to make a light stream shard of themselves and go into a specific DNA frequency that is meant to accept them as an unentangled observer, meaning they're no longer using the standard quantum theory rules that exist out there, because their density is or dimension is so high, they are not limited to the forms of perception of quantum mechanics in any way, shape, or form. Now, those consciousnesses are still entangled at a different frequency, but they're unentangled on our frequency. So it's like having stowaways in our reality, who many of them are using this technology. We'll say illegally, meaning they haven't learned the mantle of responsibility that comes with that form of, DNA interactive technology, because what quantum unentangled observer technology is a way for, let's just say, the original or one of the original clan of founder beings, a way of entering its experiment of consciousness and thought constructs and to see how well it was working inside without interfering with it.
I would say yes. I got it. It's like imagine a ray of sunshine, and that's us, and then one ray comes down to this reality, but I'm not this alley sitting here. I have some versions of me in different universes, some versions in the source, some versions some other place. I choose to come to this matrix of entanglement, and even death of my body or going out of this doesn't mean anything, because I live somewhere else in multiple dimension and multiple versions, many different locations coming from the same source. Thus you become just an unentangled observer, and you can operate here as a kind of like an eagle's eye. You can see yourself for who you are and be in other places at the same time.
Right.
Just have, even this reality, I can't even explain it because this reality doesn't even understand this.
Well,
I can't even tell it.
The movie K-Pax sums it up to me.
Yes, love that movie.
But it's like the dimensionals are being out-dimensional. That's
Yes, the dimensionals that were out-dimensional. So there's one more layer I want to add there. I can crack the reality on this. So you have come to a point where we understand the law of one, but there are times where consciousness, in its desire to advance itself rapidly, has gone forward in time or backwards in time and connected to another source before source did something. So you have older versions and younger versions of source inside these unentangled observer technology. So yes, there is one source, but there is a older source, a younger source, and a future source, and a past source. And there are times where source pieces meet source pieces. And they go, hey, you're source. They go, yay, you're source too. Oh shit, you were born before me. Look at that.
Yeah.
Unentangled observer technology is one of the most, let's just say, dangerous things to have in our reality now, because there are other forms of source that are other universes that are not the same youth of our source, or may not, or may be a cousin of our source or nephew, because source does propagate itself.
What about the different? What about
like,
the different? Like you've sort of suggested that, say, this universe, for instance, went from non-free will to free will. You know, and the other universes aren't all free will. You know.
Yeah.
Even though they're unentangled, do their perspectives like have an influence?
Yes, they do, because it could just take one lifetime where that unentangled observer technology, let's just say it was a dog that, made a viral video that dogs aren't supposed to do. It has its extra source frequency behind it. It speaks to the unseen world. So yes, that is intentional manipulation through unentangled observer technology.
That comes a detachment that Buddha was talking about, because once you know you exist in other levels of reality that even is not part of this reality, then you're pretty much detached. You know your purpose here, but you're not attached to outcome. That way you can make things happen much faster, because as soon as you attach into outcomes, you create resistance to that outcome. But if you're unattached, you can create it much faster.
That's right.
Expectation is limitation, like you say, Andrew.
That's right. So if you take expectation out and make it a soul shard version of yourself you're unaware of, you are using quantum unentangled observer technology to advance chess pieces. Yes.
Yeah, this technology needs a muhahaha after it.
The thing is, I can teach people how to become unentangled observer technology. It's not exactly hard. It is just in change of belief and change of choice. Concept's not that hard to understand. The practice, is what does it take for you to use your placebo to your advantage and trigger an experience that is mystical and has long-reaching effects on you.
Well, for me personally, like the concept of unentangled observer is actually feels the most efficient way to exist as well. Yeah. Because then you're not creating karma and you're not acquiring karma and stuff, and just having a journey. But it's
having a journey.
By having interactions, it actually makes it quite hard to be unentangled, because every interaction is an entanglement. So how do you navigate?
No, it's not. It's not, because quantum unentanglement technology is really based in awareness. So when something comes as quantum unentangled technology, it is incarnating that way, contractless. But the system, which is a food chain system, is its frequency of contractual celestial process. So let's say it's a cat, because a lot of cats are unentangled observer technology.
Yeah.
So that cat can kill mice, so on and so forth, because the mouse has contracted the cat to do it. And he's not engaging in karma for that process. It's predator-prey. It's the most fundamental process here on the world. Predator-prey technology, seed technology, all the light manifestation processes.
Soul development, yeah.
So its contract of being in the predator-prey network supersedes all other spiritual contracts and creations of karmic and debt.
True. Obviously,
Yeah,
it was a very much broader comment to expand upon with the Galactic Historian present, talking about unentangled observer technology.
Yeah, this is it's a very advanced technology. If enough people learn this, it's game over pretty much. It's very powerful. I got shivers on my body, like when we were talking about it. I got shivers all over my body.
All you need to really do is understand the story of Schrodinger's cat and the cat in the box, and the nature of how consciousness can observe anything or not observe anything. There is a state of what I call non-observance of everything. It's passive observance of everything. That's the Akashic record.
Yeah.
So neutral passive observance is unentangled observer technology, but they're just figured out how to give it a form for shards of yourself.
And every one of us lives in different realities, and we can even tune into it. Just like you can go in and out of your own phase and go into a different reality and come back to this reality on your choosing, whenever you like.
Yep.
And simultaneously also.
Yep. Simultaneous existence. Yes. That's the level of awareness one chooses, because you are simultaneously all your past, present, and future selves existing, because we're just in a socially agreed time right now. There is other frequencies of time, but right now we are just socially agreeing to this Roman numeral time.
Yeah.
So in 2014, I started New Earth 0 Point Time. So that was for everyone to get off the nipple of fraud time. So the other thing with unentangled observer technology, they can perceive hundreds of frequencies of time simultaneously. So their psychic experience is much vaster expanded than ours. So it is a way for ascended masters to entangle with processes. And so the majority of the ascended masters were kicked out a long time ago because they were the metaphorical cooks that were trying to open the door on the chocolate souffle too early. So there was a source hand whacking anyone he cooked that tried to open the oven.
So was it too early for them to open up make the change, or was it?
Yeah. Not enough karma had been resolved in the previous paradoxes, yeah.
So we had to go into a divine timing where we pass the galactic horizon, and then we're ready as a collective and do it then.
Yeah, I call it the Galactic Ascension Machine, where all of the light beings that had been naughty, and affected the other people really badly, they all came into a singular process where Source, in its many versions of itself, created a way to rapidly reduce karma in 1 or 2 or 3 galactic cycles of time. And that was to force everything that had created this form of time travel karma to have many of their simultaneous existence in one solar system. So that would be a machine of karmic resolution.
Yeah, we like chatted, but we didn't properly say.
Yeah, we gotta teach this to a lot of people because it's gonna free them for. It's gonna help. So
I've been saying this stuff. I've been saying that stuff since 2013. Actually, 2012 too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a matter of do they truly get it?
Yeah.
Andre, you know my audience and community is who gets the Galactic Ascension Machine. What percentage there you think? Not many.
like 1%, if that.
Yeah. If that.
Well, I mean, like, to me, it's like the biggest gap I feel is like the soul level of who's occupying the skin suit. Like, there's a big gap in awareness of just who or what is actually occupying a skin suit, you know?
Yep, that's right. Who or what occupying?
Yeah, like the concept of being of such sort of soul volume in a 3D level reality, like it's like they can't occupy one skin suit, you know what I mean? That concept is even too much for people to understand, you know? Because they're so dogmatized by the lack of awareness of incarnation, reincarnation sort of stuff, you know, let alone the ascension machine.
Yeah.
That you can actually,
Anybody who
there's a grid and there's a filtering system of what goes on, and you know, they're playing like most people don't even have a concept of we're playing catch up just from the incarnation perspective, let alone the ascension machine. It's it's like that is an enormous gap, you know, because I feel the patterns of the behavior of individuals, like, you know, like say for instance a billionaire, you know, that makes his money very quick in this reality, you know, it's like, oh wow, he's just had so much luck. It's like, no, he's probably a mass incarnated soul that's occupying like 1,000 or 2,000 bodies, and all the beings that are not the apex that's making the billions are contracted to aid that person to get to that place of power very quick in the reality, you know.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's not an accident. It's like it's a game of chess that's going on, and we're playing. We're not even knowing the rules, you know. It's
That's
like,
right.
oh wow, media hypes people that make $1 billion. They must be amazing people, you know. It's not how they came about making that money either, you know. It's just the fact that they've acquired this stash of energy,